So data flow diagram, what do you mean by data flow diagram? Data flow diagram is a graphical tool useful for communicating with users, managers and other personnel. So here user, managers and other personnel in a sense, some entities here, okay, like in ER diagram we have studied, right? So here also it is similar, okay, entities which are nothing but real world objects that already you might have studied in DBMS, that is, which comes in ER diagram. So and also this data flow diagram is also known as bubble chart diagram. So please make a note of these things, okay. So this is mainly used for focusing on the movement of data between external entities and processes, and between processes and data stores, okay. So if you see the symbols here, these are the symbols or DFD elements or symbols. We have four main symbols we are having here: sink or source or sink, source and sink, which are external entities, okay. External entities, like this is the this is the symbol we use. Same symbol we use for entities also in ER diagram, in entity relationship diagram, okay. So see here, so this next symbol is the data flows, okay, which represents this two arrows, which represents flow of data of an application, okay. And then processes, this is the symbol, process in the sense the actions that take place, okay. Like admissions is one example. If you are taking as an example for college admission application, right? So entities here will be main, user and admin, okay. And what will be the process in between? The process would be admission, okay, right. So that is the example for this processes. Process means some procedures takes place, okay. That is like in order to fulfill the admission application form, procedures have to be taken, okay. Like test will be done, like entrance test will be done, no. So like that, okay, entrance test, and then various procedures will be there, right. So that is nothing but processes, right. Processes, which is nothing but the actions or functions that takes place within the particular applications, okay. And then data stores, for storing data, you might see some places they will use this kind of symbols, okay, or also this kind of symbols, okay, this kind of symbols. So you can follow any one of these. So most of the times I have seen like this kind of symbol, okay. So data store is for storing information, okay. So these are the four symbols you have to remember first, okay, before you understand more about data flow diagram, how to draw data flow diagram, okay. This is very important for a project point of view, okay. So I'm teaching this for a project point of view only. So next is entities, source and sink entities. Already we know that source means entity that supplies data to the system, okay. So and then sink is entity that receives, or that fetch information or data from the system, okay. Source and sink are two entities we use in data flow diagram concept, okay. And then we'll just see next one simple diagram. But before that, you need to go through these rules, okay. We have rules of DFD. Data can flow from, that is, okay, external entity to process to external entity, process to store and back, okay. Then process to process, and then data cannot flow from external entity to external entity, okay. External entity to store in the same data store, okay. Then store to external entity, store to store, okay. So that means from data store to data store, you cannot the data cannot be it cannot flow. Okay, that is. And then this is one simple example we have here, like simple. Okay, so this is the example for level 0 DFD. So there are basically 3 levels, 4 levels actually, but here you have 3 levels. So DFD for university admission system. Okay, very simple. We can also take any other example like college admission application or school admission application, anything. It's up to you. Just first basic thing you learn is, so level 0 is like abstract view of the application. Okay, so this is like, we're not going too much in depth here. We are not going very detailed about the application. What are the two entities? User, admin. So we are writing here user and admin. We are just including user and admin. We are creating 2 entities here. Okay, there might be more entities, but for this example, you can just, for university application system, there will be only 2 entities, user and admin. Okay, in your project, if you are having more entities, you can add them also. You can add those also. And then this is the process, admission process. Okay, that takes place between the user and the admin. User in the sense, you can take as an example of student. Okay, student is the user here. You can simply write student or user, however you wish, right? So now coming to this, user request for admission, okay, from the admin. So this is how your the data flows. Okay, user that sends a request. So this is how the arrow marks should be written here. And then checks. So the like student will give some previous marks cards, like suppose 10th and 12 marks cards and all those things. So some procedure will be taken. So the admin will check all those things. Okay, and also even the there will be much more detail, like the entrance test also will be conducted, and so, and then all these things, all this information will be checked by the admin. Okay, and then the admin decides whether the student is eligible for getting admitted in the university or in the college. Okay, so the admin then checks if the user, that is the student, is eligible, or whether he has to be rejected. Okay, so this is what the admin does here. So that response he has to give. So this is how the data flows. Okay, so for your web-based project example, if you're doing any project like similar to this, then you will understand. Okay, so there will be user and admin. Okay, 2 entities there in your projects. So first what you will do is, in a web application, you will have a login. Okay, you will have a login where you have to enter your details. Okay, and then from there, what happens, once you are clicking on the submit, you will redirect to another page. Okay, in which you will be following lot of procedures to be done. Okay, so that part you have to understand. And then there will be admin who will decide whether the student is applicable for admission or not. Okay, right? So this was the level 0 DFD, and the next level, we'll go to the next level. This is the example for level 1 DFD. In level 1 DFD, we are just looking into more depth. We are just going little detail here. Okay, so student which was user in previous level 0. Okay, level 0 diagram, student was the user, and then we had admin. That process we are dividing into sub processes, and also you'll be having data stores and etc. Okay, so now So student requesting information. Okay, so here the student will be perform intake procedure, and that is what. Okay, you might have to give entrance test, so and so you might have to submit some documents. All those things will be happening here. Okay, and then those information will be stored in the this is the database, like. Okay, so student data, which is nothing but like a database. Okay, and the symbol is data store, as we have seen in the DFD elements or DFD symbols. Okay, so this is what I have said, that this might be the symbol, and sometimes you might also see other symbols, but here you can just write this also, or whichever you want, whichever comfortable. So now, and then so once this procedures has been done, so here we'll go to the maintaining student information. Okay, so the information related to regarding the student will be maintained. Okay, and then next here also so based on this, the data will be stored, and then again so here from this part the reports will be generated. Okay, which is the third process here. First, second, third process. Okay, so these are like steps we are following. Okay, now, and then generate reports, and then so the admin will check, okay, these reports. Based on these reports, uh, he will just give a response. Okay, from here you can just write it rough, just drawing it roughly, you can write like that also. Okay, so the admin will give a response to the student whether he is eligible or whether he is rejected. Okay, so this was the example for level 1. Level 1, just remember entity, these are the two entities here we have, and this is the process, like here we have seen, right? So this is the process, like this is like basic view of the application. Okay, so here the next level we are dividing this process into detailed parts. Okay, which is this. Okay, right? And then again level 2, again level 2 we are just going little more in detail. Okay, so I'm just given like this example. So here was a student, here admin I have just skipped for now. Okay, but you have to add that also in this diagram. So student is the entity which we have seen previously, and then receive admission application. Okay, so this is like, we are that first process whatever we have seen in the level 1 DFD, that again we are dividing into sub, means we are going little more in depth. Okay, so that is what here we are doing. So receive admission application, and then the information will be stored here, student name, ID, or etc, all those things will be stored here. Okay, and then review admission application, that is viewing in your information. Okay, that is, and then here verify admission application, verification also will be done here. Okay, right? So admission application, so this is yeah, so application approved or rejected, which is nothing but the response here. Okay, and then here from here we are connecting to this, actually here we are connecting to this process here. Okay, right? And it just goes on like that, right? So you can just for a project you can just simple diagram you can just draw, right? And this was little simple, you can just make it simpler as this, or even more simpler than this. Okay, yeah.